Hi everyone, this is me Haseeb Clark. Welcome back to another tutorial. So I have made a super amazing chatbot with the help of OpenAI Assistant API, and I have integrated into a Slack. So the messaging platform will be Slack. But in the backend we are using OpenAI Assistant API, and for storing the data I'm using Airtable. So let me give you the quick overview of the app, like what's the functionality of the app. So I have tried to solve a problem in the offices or in any companies like HR related to the HR problems. So let's suppose a person is facing a problem. Instead, he will go directly to the HR. He can just chat to the chatbot in the Slack and tell about the issue, and he can raise the ticket directly from the chatbot. And for the records, the ticket will be stored into the Airtable, and for the HR it will be easier for them to just type like give me all the issues or the tickets from the persons. So instead HR will directly talk to the employee. He can chat with the chatbot, and he can get all the issues pending in the office. So and they can solve them one by one and mark them as done. So this is the overview of the app, and so it will ease the manual work and all the stuff the employer has to face. So let me give you the quick overview of the app. Let's go to the Slack. So here it is. This is the Slack app I have made. So I have integrated it in the Slack, and on the backend I'm using OpenAI Assistant API. So let me give you the quick demo of the functionality I have created with it. So let's say I chat with the chatbot directly. So it will reply us in the thread. So let's say I want to create a new ticket. So now it's asking me about the title of the ticket. Let's say I'm title is laptop issue. So now I have provided the title. Now it's asking about the details, the issue we are facing, and the details of the ticket. Let's say the laptop is that I want a new laptop. So now I have provided with the details of the ticket. Now it will ask about the urgency level of the ticket. Let's say it's really, as you can see, the options are only low, medium, and high, but I have provided another text like it's really urgent. So it will smartly understand the nature of the ticket, like it's the ticket of the high priority. So it must give us the confirmation message, the tickets of the ticket. So here it is. The ticket of laptop issue has been created successfully with this detail. So as the ticket has been booked, the HR will receive the message in the HR channel that this ticket has been raised by CB Clark and the details. So let's suppose the HR person or some used this channel to manage the tickets. So they will come and just say tag to the HR and ask about, tell me about all the issues. So the HR can manage all the issues right in the channel by directly chatting with the chatbot. So it's now fetching the pending tickets. Now here the pending tickets. Let's suppose Haseeb Clark has been given the new laptop, and now we have to mark this ticket as done. Then the HR will just tag the bot and say mark this ticket as done. So I'm using here the Airtable. So yes, as you can see, the status has been changed to done. So we should now receive the confirmation message. Yes, the ticket has been successfully done. So now all the issues are marked as done. So let's again ask about the HR assistant to give me all issues. So let's see what's the response will come. Yes, then there are currently no pending tickets in database. If you have, so you can create a new one. So let's suppose I have marked the status as again pending, and I'll last check again. In the channel, you have to tag the bot to initiate the conversation. So as you can see, the issues again here. So I have also added a validation. Let's suppose a person, uh, if a person will ask the chatbot, tell me about. I have added a validation like other than HR, no one can access the tickets and change the status of the tickets. So you can see they are getting that you are not authorized to access this function and to get all the issues. So this was the demo of the chatbot I have made. So it's really interesting. Let me give you the quick breakdown of the app. I have built the app in the 3 steps. The tutorial will be in the 3 steps. First will be like creating the Slack app, and then setting up the project in Visual Studio, and then with the help of ngrok we will connect Visual Studio and the Slack. And when the app will be fully functioning and fully working, I will also give you the code overview. And then after giving you the code overview, we will deploy the app on the digital ocean. So first of all, let's create the Slack app. Let's move towards this first step. So now let's move toward the first step, creating the Slack app. I will provide the link of the repository in the description for the project. In the README file, I have written all the steps to create the application. So the first step is to create the Slack app. Visit this URL. So this is here, api.slack.com. Once you will sign in with your account, you will see this option here, your apps. So now go to your app. So now this is the HR Assistant app, which is already installed into the workspace. So now let's create the new app. Yes, there are two options. You can create the app with the one is from scratch and the one is from app manifest. The scratch one is like you have to define all the scopes and the name and the functionality manually, step by step. So but now I have already exported the settings from my HR Assistant app. I have provided it here. You just copy it, and in the JSON format you just paste this predefined settings which I have used to create the HR Assistant application. I have exported it, and now you can also change the name of the app. Let's suppose here too. So this is the settings which are required for the app to work in the Slack. So these are the scopes which I have assigned, like a user can mention the chatbot in any channel, the chat can write an IM history. These are the scopes which are necessary for the app to work. And this is the events description, like when our Visual Studio Code will be working, then we will provide the URL of that local host so that the app can connect to the Visual Studio Code. So these are the necessary scopes and permissions which are required for the app. So now let's create the app. So now as you can see, we have created a new app. Before installing it to the workspace, I will say go to the app home and go below and check this checkbox. With the help of this, a user can directly chat with the app too. So now go back to the home and now install it to the workspace. Let's click allow. Now it's installing the app to the Slack. So now let's go back to the Slack. Yeah, here it is. The app is now successfully installed to our workspace. So we can directly chat with it. Let's say hi, but it will not respond because the app is not connected to the code or the backend. So now the first step is completed. We are done with creating the Slack app. And next step is to set up the project and connect the Slack with the ngrok, and then ngrok will connect to the Visual Studio. So I will explain all the details in the next step. So now let's move towards the next step and set up the project. So now let's move towards the step 2 of the project. Then it's the setting up of the project in Visual Studio Code, and then connecting the Slack app with ngrok, and then ngrok to Visual Studio. Then our Slack app should work in our Slack locally. So for the repository, this is the repository. Clone this repository in your local machine, and then move towards the step 2. Here are all the details you have to follow. So I have already cloned it. Here is the project. So the project will look like this when you will have cloned it. So first of all, we will install the virtual environment in the project, so we can install all the dependencies according to the project only, not globally. So I am using the Python virtual environment. Now let's activate it. So once the virtual environment is activated, you will see .venv written here. So now install all of the dependencies. It's mentioned in requirements.txt. These are all the dependencies we are using, which includes Flask, OpenAI, Slack package. So now install it. Meanwhile, it's installing, moves towards the next step. The next step is to create .env file, and then add all the variables which are being used in the project. So now let's create it. .env. Copy these environmental variables that we have to use. So these are the variables that we have to include in our project. So first of all, we will include our OpenAI key, move towards the OpenAI platform, and then go towards the API keys. You can create your API key here. You can name it any, let's give it Slack. As soon the API key is created, just copy it in the project. So while creating your API key, make sure that you have added your card details to OpenAI platform, because this is the model we are going to use with the Assistant API is GPT-4, and it is a paid version, so it requires you to add your card details. So you can go here in settings and in billing section. So you can add your payment methods, then your API will work. So now the next step is to add the SlackBot token. We can get the SlackBot token from the app we have created. So to get the SlackBot token, go to the auth and permissions. Here is the SlackBot token. Just copy it. And for the signing secret, it's the same. We have to go to the Slack app and go down below. Just copy it. Now for the database, I'm using Airtable. To get to the Airtable, I have provided the link here. Let's open the link. This is the Airtable base I'm using. You can just replicate this table into your own Airtable. Just press on the copy base button, and then it will open in your own account. I have already using this same base, so I will not include it. So click on the table. So for our app to work, I need API key. So I will go to here and then click on Developers Hub and go to the API key, personal access token, and you should create the SlackBot app. Okay. Then you have to define the scopes that to the API key. I will add data write and data read, and then I have to give the access to the AI tables in which my HR table is present. Then press create token button. Then you will get the API key. Now we are done with the API key. And another important step for the Airtable is you have to go to the documentation of the Airtable. The documentation is customized according to your own table. So as you can see, here is our table, HR request table. So we have to add and retrieve the records from it. So we have to get the URL of the table. You just get this URL for any of the example request. You just copy it and go to the functions.py and then paste it here. So now we are done. Now we are done with setting up the Airtable 2. Let's close it. Now go back to the basics. Here it is. So the next step is to add the channel ID of the HR channel in which we have to send the confirmation message. Here is the HR channel where I was sending the confirmation message. So now let's go down below and copy the channel ID. We just paste the channel ID here. So as you can see, we have done all the necessary API keys and token for the running our app. And to run our application, I will just write Python .py. As you can see, our app is running on localhost 8080, and we have to provide this URL into the Slack event subscription. So what we have to do is like this web page can connect to our local machine here to 8080 because our local machine is running, local server is running on my machine, not on the web. So what we have to do is use a tool called ngrok. Ngrok is like it makes our local machine available to the web. So it takes your machine. Let me give you the image. Let's say here Slack and directly cannot connect to the local machine. So what we'll do in like we will connect to the ngrok, and ngrok is connecting to the local machine. For ngrok to work, we have to install the package for the ngrok, and then it will be running on a local machine, and then it will expose our local machine to the web server. So in this way the Slack can connect to our local machine. So to make it work, here is the documentation. You can read the documentation how it works. Just copy this URL and open the terminal. And provide the host of the local machine. Just paste it. Now let's wait, like our app is going global. So now our app is available in this URL, so we can access our app to this URL. So we have to add this URL to here. As you can see, to make our app correspond to this request of the Slack, I have provided this path. So we have to add this at the end for our app to work. So it must, yes, once it is verified, you can save changes. Now our Slack app is connected to the local machine. Now our app should work. Let us test it here. Previously it was not responding. Let's see if it responds now. I have sent a request here. Now you can see in the terminal like it is working, and yes, as you can see, it has responded with me. The app is now working. Now it is connected to our local machine. So now let's say, for example, sorry, this is not the app. HR app. Yes, this is the one. Make a new issue. So as you can see, the request is coming here, and assistant is working. As you can previously see, like it is showing the log that it has created the new assistant. I have provided the function here. I will give you the overview shortly. So now you can see it is working, and now we can create a new issue. And this app to work, we have to also add this app to HR channel. Let me see. HR. It should be visible here. You can add the app by directly also tagging it. Yes, invite them. Now the app is added. Now we can chat to this app. As you can see, now it's working. So let's say we want now now it will be connecting to the Airtable, and it will fetch all the issues that we want. So as you can see, we can also see the logs here in our the local machine. So it's fetching the pending tickets. So here it is. So app is fully working. I have shown you how to set up the project and add it to the Slack. So now let's move to the final step. Our app is fully working locally. Now let's move to deploy it and to the DigitalOcean. So just sign up to the DigitalOcean and create your account and attach your banking details. You will get 2 months of free trial. Then the next step is to go to your project, and the next step is go to your project and go to your GitHub and upload your project to the push your project to the GitHub. Then you can use DigitalOcean to deploy your app. So now I have opened the DigitalOcean to get towards the apps. Now click on create and click app. So this is the Flask app. We are deploying the Flask app to the DigitalOcean. Now use the service provider as a GitHub and repository as dates. And as you can see, this is the main branch in which we are pushing the code and stuff. So use that branch and also click auto deploy. So whenever you change the code and push the code, it will automatically reflect it to the production environment. Now click next. Now here it is. We have to edit some settings here in the run command. As you can see, our Flask app is being run in the main.py file, and we have defined the name of the app as the Flask app. So in the run command, make sure you add this Flask app, right? So now it's done. Save it. Port should be 8080 because we are already starting our server on 8080. So now it's good. We should go back. And now talking about the plan, I should for the Slack app, it's not a heavy loading app, so go for the basic one. And I think the 512 MB one should also work. And go back. Now it's done. We have defined the settings here. Now click next. This is the environment variable like we have been using in .env file. We will define it in the next step. So now you can select your region according to your location. So now click next. So this is a summary of all the stuff we have done. Create resource. So now it's being uploaded to the DigitalOcean. It's building the app. So for 2 months you can deploy as much any app, and you will get around $200 of the credit. For now, today is 16 January 24, so you get $200 of the credit for 2 months. You can deploy the apps as much as you can. So now meanwhile it's being deployed, we can add the environment variables here. So these are the environment variables which were being used here, so we have to add them step by step. So as you can see, I have added all the environment variables here. Just copy it from your local machine and just press save. So now it has updated the environment variables. As soon as the environment variables will be updated, so the app will rebuild, and you can see the build docs here. The app is being built. So let's wait for a while. So as you can see, the app is successfully deployed. So we should go to the runtime logs. We can see the logs here, and we can also see our project being deployed. We can click this to see. This is all the files of the project that is being used, and we can click runtime logs to successfully see it. So app is being deployed here. Let me copy this URL, and we have to update this Slack this event subscription URL according to the OpenAI DigitalOcean. and make sure to add this path at the end. Yes, it's verified. As you can see, there must be, yeah, hit coming here. As you can see, request received. So as you can see, the app is working. Click save changes. So now our Slack app is now connected to this DigitalOcean app. So now we can test it if it's working or not. First time it will take time because it will configure the new assistant and the stuff. So we can also confirm it here in OpenAI. A new assistant must be built. Yes, as you can see, another assistant has been added here. So I may have got the reply. So you can see, like, we have successfully deployed the app and it's working too. So it was really interesting project. This is the GitHub repository, and make sure to start the repository here, and do contact me if you face any problem in any step, and do contact me I will give my URL for the LinkedIn too, and you can contact me on the LinkedIn or anywhere or GitHub. So thanks for watching the tutorial, and do test it out and do develop it. Thank you.